Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to look at and talk about the other Halloween tank. Of course, we've already seen the Soul Eater, but today we are going to look at one tier below. It is the Lightbringer. Now, it's not actually a light, it is a heavy tank. Now, in fact, I like this tank. I played it. I think it's very enjoyable. It's not too bad. I think there's some positives for the tank, and I also think there are some negatives, which we are going to talk about in this video. So, the stats of the tank. It's got 162 turret armor and 100 on your hull. Do you know what? You can actually bounce a few shots in this tank. So the armor profile when you're top tier can actually work. Of course, when you do come up against those tier 8 tanks, yes, you're not going to bounce as much as you would like. The DPM, I think, is okay. It feels nicer than it looks. I mean, the DPM is 2,105, but it actually feels a bit better, to be fair, because of that short reload. I mean, the reload is just 7.7 seconds. So it feels better. The reload does feel better than it actually is. The DPM feels better than it actually is. Your penetration, 184 on your AP, 249 on your heat, and 52 on your HE. So, decent pen, especially for that heat. It will go through just about anything. Your average damage, you've got 270 on your AP, 230 on your heat, and 340 on your HE. So, again, quite nice, not too bad damage there. Considering it's a heavy, you got to remember it is a heavy, but it is less reload, so you're not going to have a high alpha in this tank. Your aim time 3.7, gun dispersion 0.317, so not the best aim time. Dispersion is okay, and it does only have 6 degrees of gun depression. Now the gun depression is part of on this tank part of the gun depression makes it feel the tank not feel great. It does make you suffer. I wish it was just a few more degrees of gun depression, but you can suffer with the gun depression. Your top speed is 33 kilometers per hour, and again, the speed. I mean, the speed's not great. It's not bad. But it's okay. You can live with the speed of this thing. Now, one thing, what I feel with the tank, it makes it doesn't feel great. It is the traverse. It does feel kind of the traverse does feel kind of slow as well. So with the traverse and the gun depression, both of that, it does make the tank feel not as good. If it just had a little bit of both, I mean, look, I can't get my gun down enough to get either of these tanks. No matter how I sit my tank, I have to literally go down just like this to be able to get a shot off on these two guys. So yes, 6 degrees of gun depression isn't the worst by all means, but you can suffer with that gun depression. And again, let me just fast forward it, because this is where we do struggle a little bit. And again, it is that traverse. It can struggle, and I feel if a quick enough tank attacks you, then I reckon they will still be able to circle you, and it will be a struggle to be able to deal with like something like an RU-251 or anything as quick as that LTTB. And yeah, I think you will struggle if they catch you off guard and you're in a position that I'm in. Yeah, I do think you will struggle. But overall, I believe it's going to be a free tank. I'm not sure if you'll be able to get it for absolutely free. But by the time this video is released, you will already know that answer. So I know there is a Halloween event coming into the game, so you should be able to get this tank for free. Any free tanks are good. You know, it doesn't matter how bad it is or how good it is. Any free tank is a good tank. It doesn't matter, because you're not paying for it. So yeah, this is where the armor profile again against tier 6s can work. We managed to bounce 930 damage there. We got ourselves 2k damage, but yeah, I'm liking it. I am liking it. Again, considering it is a free tank, I think well done Wargaming. You know, like the Lightbringer, it's a good Halloween tank, I think. It's not the best. It's not as OP as some of the others, but you know, Wargaming have tended. I mean, you've got that tank there, the Lycan. Some people might like the Lycan. I'm not a lover of the Lycan. And I think Wargaming have definitely learnt their lesson when it comes to Halloween tanks. You know, the first lot of Halloween tanks, not including the Tankenstein, where you had the Helsing, which is to my left here, and the Dracula, when them tanks first come out, they were just absolutely insane. But really, since them tanks, that Wargaming haven't released too many overpowered Halloween tanks. Of course, you got what the Smasher was the Smasher actually a Halloween tank? I'm not sure if the Smasher was, but there isn't great Halloween tanks out there. There's not there's only a handful of decent Halloween tanks, and I think it isn't the best of tanks. I do admit it's not the greatest, but it can work. It's not OP by any means. The armor profile can work also when you are top tier. But it definitely isn't the best Halloween tank, and it's but you can still have fun in it. And again, considering it is a free tank after all, if you put that little bit of effort in, you should be able to get it for free. Don't ask for the works. Don't ask for the Smasher. Don't ask for the Dracula or the Helsing. You know, you're getting a decent tank. That is all this is, and that's all I think it will ever be. I think after a while, it is one of those tanks. Like, again, there's loads of tanks like the Lycan. You know, if you've got the Lycan, how often do you go play it? How often? It's not a tank that you're going to sit there and think, you know what, I'm going to go and play this tank. I'm going to play the Lightbringer. It's not going to be one of those tanks. It's going to be one of those tanks that people play for a little while, but in a few months' time, I just don't think it will be. I don't think it will be seen around. I don't think it will be seen around as much. But again, it's great. These kind of things are great for free-to-play players. You know, free-to-play players that don't have the means, don't have the access to actually spend money in the game. You know, not everyone has a very good job that they can just spunk all their money in the game. There's some people that don't have jobs. There's some people that are at school. Sorry. So there's a lot of people out there that don't have premium tanks or can never get hold of premium tanks. And this is the only way they're ever able to get premium tanks. So I do applaud Wargaming for doing so much when it comes to free tanks. Because again, I've spoke about it before. I know Droodles has spoke about it before. The amount of tanks that Wargaming have gave away in the past, it is, if you look at all the events that they've done where you could get tanks for free, it is absolutely gobsmacking how many tanks Wargaming have actually given away over the years. And again, this is one of those that free-to-play players will definitely appreciate. Now, I do struggle, especially when I thought this game would be easy, but when all three of these guys, the light tanks, rush me at the same time, there's just nothing I could do about it. But that is the Lightbringer. Let me know your opinion on the tank. Is it a tank that you are definitely going to get, or is it a tank that you're just going to pass and wait for the next freebie? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.